Hello family, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Angela and this channel is all about beauty, fashion, and life. If you're returning, hey girl, hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming by today. Now today's video is all about my 5 tips for looking taller. If you don't know, I am considered a petite, but I do have tall girl energy, I think. I feel like I have tall girl energy, whatever that means, but I just don't feel petite. So the numbers are probably just lying. Basically, I ignore them. Y'all hear production back there laughing at me. Anyway, I'm going to give you my 5 tips for looking taller in your clothes. And also, I'm going to give you a bonus, which you may or may not already know. And I'll give you that at the very end of the video. So stay tuned to the very end of the video so you can hear what my bonus tip is. Now, if that is something you'd like to hear, then stay tuned. Now, let's get started. So before we get started, if you're new here, then you don't know, I'm going to introduce you to Florida. This is Florida right here. She makes cameos sometimes. Most of the time she slipped back in the ponytail with a middle part. But I did wash and condition her after Shadil cut my ends because my husband refused to. Anyway, and she grows every day. She just grows. And today she's out here living her best life, her best Afro life. And she says hello. She will not be ignored. That's what she said. Okay, that's it. Okay, so I have my notes here because I gotta write my notes down so I remember everything. So my first tip for looking taller, you've probably heard me say this before, is to create a monochromatic look. Now, most people, when you hear monochromatic look, they think about an all black ensemble. It does not have to be black. It can be shades of different colors. Like for instance, if you have a brown, you can do different shades of brown to create a long, elongated, lean look. It draws your eye in and just goes straight down. So if you have like a brown or a soft brown top and maybe a darker brown pant and maybe a darker brown shoe or a lighter brown shoe, as long as the colors are in the same family, then it's gonna look like a monochromatic look, and it's just gonna make you look very long and lean and elongated, which is really, really nice when you're petite like myself. And also, if you have shoes that are pointed, it's gonna make it even look more cohesive and elongated. So the first tip is to create a monochromatic look. And it doesn't matter what the color is. Again, you can do bright colors. You can do, I've been watching a lot of spring fashion videos, and there's this one brand, they have this beautiful fuchsia sequined, y'all will hear about this in my spring fashion trends video, sequin suit. It is stunning. Now, of course, the lady looks tall because she's a model, so she's going to look tall because she actually is tall. But your eyes is drawn to her because of that vibrant color, and it just looks amazing. But she still looks long and lean because I think she had on nude shoes when she was wearing it. But that color started here and it just went all the way down to her ankles and looked absolutely amazing. So, if you don't mind being a little flashy, if you don't mind having a pop of color or being the pop of color, I have no problem with that. Then you can do a monochromatic look in any color of the rainbow that you prefer, that suits your skin tone, that looks great on you, that makes you feel amazing. It does not have to be black, although black is easier because most of us have at least one black shirt and a blackish type pair of jeans or some black slacks and a basic black pump or a black flat or black sandals. And so we're gonna get that elongated look. Now, if you are of very, very fair skin, unless you have on something like a black boot, something where your skin is being covered and you're wearing an all black ensemble, you're just gonna look kind of chopped off at the ankle. So if you want to do a monochromatic look, you probably should pick something more of a lighter color, unless you're gonna wear like a boot or maybe some holes with your heels or something, so that look is not cut off at the ankle where you have your skin and it looks kind of like a color block between your pants and your shoe. So that's what I recommend for a lighter a lighter skin tone, a lighter monochromatic look versus a darker monochromatic look. Like for me, I really love a cream look. So when I'm trying to create a monochromatic look, because my skin is darker toned, I prefer a long pair of slacks that's gonna hit the floor and just barely graze the bottom of my shoe. And so you're just seeing the pants, and then you're seeing the floor. So you'll see my top, my pants, the floor. So I look like one long line of cream from the neck down, and I look very, very tall. So my recommendation my tip number 1 is create a monochromatic. No. Tip number 1 is to create a monochromatic outfit. Tip number 2 is to tuck your shirt into your pants. If you're petite like myself and you want to wear a shirt, almost every shirt, unless you're gonna buy it in petite, is going to be long. It's probably gonna come around it's gonna past your hips, and it's gonna make your torso look very long and your legs kind of look a lot shorter. So I recommend you tuck your shirt in. You can wear a mid-rise or a high-rise jeans, depending on what your preference is. My torso is proportionate to my body, so I can do either. I've gotten so used to the high-rise jeans that I absolutely love those now, and they make my legs look very long, especially if I wear a high-rise jean or high-waisted jean, and I wear a long pair of jeans that goes all the way to the floor, or a long pair of slacks that goes all the way to the floor. It makes my legs look very, very long. Now, if I want to look proportionate and have, because I want to cut my body into thirds, I'll put on a pair of long jeans that graze the floor, or long slacks, and then I'll tuck my shirt in so that my waist up looks 1/3 of my body, and then my waist down looks like 2/3 of my body. So I'm cutting my body into thirds, and it just looks really, really nice and long. So make sure you tuck your shirt in. Tip number 3 is to match your pants and your heels. What that does, it draws the eye down, and it tricks the eye into looking straight from your top of your pants to your toes. There's no break in the color, so it makes you look even longer that way. And if you don't want to match your pants to your heels, you can also do a nude shoe, and whatever nude means for you. So for myself, that means a chocolate shoe, which is challenging to find. There is one black-owned company that sells flesh tone shoes. Christian Louboutin sells red bottoms that are flesh tone. And actually, I really like those. There are several dark colors in his. I think it's like 3 or 4 dark colors that they sell that are flesh tone. I think are really, really pretty. And what that does as well, it just kind of draws your eye down and didn't give that break in the color. So that is nice. So you have a nude shoe, and then you have your slacks, regardless of what the color is. It does cut off at the ankle, but it doesn't shorten your torso, or doesn't, I'm sorry. It does cut off at the ankle. It does cut off at the ankle, but it doesn't. What in the world? It does cut off at the ankle if there's a huge contrast in your skin tone and your pants, even if you're wearing a nude shoe, but it still elongates your legs, and that's okay. So the third tip is wear shoes. So the third tip again is wear shoes the color of your slacks, or wear Oh my God. So again, the third tip is wear shoes the same color as your pants, or wear a nude color shoe, whatever nude color means to you. Wow, that was hard to get out. Tip number 4 is to wear a shorter dress or a shorter skirt, unless you're wearing a maxi dress, of course. Now, I know some of you may be uncomfortable with this, and it's okay, because we want you ultimately to be comfortable, because if you're comfortable, you're gonna feel your best and you're gonna look your best. So that being said, my recommendation for someone that wants to look taller and leaner is to shorten your skirts or shorten your dress. Now, I'm not talking about those micro minis that they're trying to trick people into wearing this spring, summer, and fall. No, not that. I don't think that's not for me. It may be for you, but it's not for me. And I'm not even talking about a mini skirt, although when you're petite, a mini skirt is not necessarily a mini skirt anymore. It covers a lot more of your leg than it would if you were tall. So my recommendation is, instead of wearing your skirts right in the middle of your kneecap, wear it right above your kneecap. It didn't have to be a micro skirt or a mini skirt, but just right above your kneecap, so you have so you have more legs showing. It's elongating. It tricks the eye into making you look more streamlined and more tall, more streamlined and taller and more lean. So just shorten it just a little bit, just right above your knee if you're comfortable with that. For myself, I prefer my dresses and my skirts about 2 inches above my knee. Visually, it makes my legs look a lot longer, even though they're not really short. My legs are long for someone that's petite, but I like the way that looks better, especially when I put my heels on. It really makes my legs look longer, and most of the time I try to wear a nude heel. I don't have a lot of bright colored heels. Most of my heels are darker colors. Are you looking at my shoes over here? I just had them green was over there.
Yeah, I was looking at
Most of my shoes look kind of neutral. So most of the time I wear a neutral shoe. So when I'm wearing that and my dress is about 2 inches above my knee, my legs look very long. And so that's why I recommend shortening your hemline just a little bit. If you don't like it really, really short, you can put it right above your knee. I think that looks very okay very okay. But I think that looks appropriate for every woman of every age, and I think that is perfectly okay. And so that is why I recommend shortening your hemline just a little bit. So tip number 5 for looking taller when you're petite is to wear high-waisted pants. Now, this is not for everyone because we're all built differently. Just because I'm 5'3.5" and you may have someone else that's 5'3.5", our proportions are going to be different. If you have a shorter torso, my recommendation is to wear a mid-rise pant. That way it's going to hit you at the appropriate spot. You're not going to have a shorter torso. It's not going to take up too much of your torso room, but it's going to hit right where it needs to and make you look really tall. So if you're wearing that high-waisted pant, and especially if you're tucking your shirt in your pant and your pant is long all the way down to the ankle or even to the floor, then that will make your legs look very, very long. I love my high-waisted jeans, whether they're the straight jeans or whether they're skinny jeans that I still wear. But I think my favorite are my high-waisted slacks that just braise the floor. So wear a pair of high-waisted jeans, but if you have a smaller or shorter torso, wear a mid-waist jean, and make sure you tuck your shirt in so that you're seeing the rest of your torso, and then your jeans are here and they're going down to the floor, so you've cut your body into thirds again and your legs look really, really long. Now, my bonus tip, glad you stayed till the end. My bonus tip is this is for jeans, straight jeans that are gonna go all the way down, or your slacks that are like your wide leg slacks. My recommendation is to always get your jeans and your slacks tailored. I know it can be very expensive, but when you get your clothes tailored, the fit looks amazing. They look like they're just made for your body, because we go in the store and pick up a pair of pants. It's just made for whatever the average body is. Like for myself, I have to get a lot of my pants tailored because, again, I'm 5'3.5", and I don't like the petite pants because I don't really like the way I really don't like where they hit on the floor. They just come up about 1.5 inches off the floor, and I like for my pants to barely, and I mean barely, like 1/4 of an inch graze right above the floor. It just makes your legs look extremely long. They look chic and they just look elegant and they just look absolutely amazing. And while you're in there, since you're getting the pants hemmed where you want them to get them hemmed, go ahead and have them take a look at the waistline. If your pants on your waistline don't sit on your hips where you want them to, or your natural hip, like I don't have a lot of hips, so I have to get my pants tailored at the waist a lot, so I pull them up a little bit so it creates a more streamlined waist for me. It creates a curve right there for me. And so I'll get them to take them in just a little bit in the waist. And then I always wear whatever shoes that I'm gonna be wearing with those slacks. The majority of the time, I take those with me to the tailor. Take those shoes with you to the tailor. You just have to figure it out. For me, I have several pair of black slacks, but I have a favorite pair. And I know when I wear those slacks, I'm gonna wear them with this particular shoes. These shoes are about 3.5 inches. So I know that when I wear these slacks, I need to wear them with a pair of shoes that are 3.5 inches, or they're gonna drag the floor. So I took the shoes that I was gonna be wearing with those most of the time. I had them pinned just a tiny bit to give tightening the waist just a little bit, so it gave me that curve. And I had the drop taken all the way down to just right above the floor. There is nothing more timeless and more chic than a pair of wide leg black slacks with a crisp white clean shirt. It looks amazing on everyone, whether you're tall, whether you're petite, whether you're curvy, whether you're skinny. That is a timeless look. I can tell you who does that look very, very well. Victoria Beckham. Victoria Beckham is petite, but when you see her, she looks like her legs are really long. And that's because she wears a lot of course, tailored or handmade, what's the word I'm looking for?
Bespoke.
Yes. She wears a lot of bespoke pieces, so her slacks are made just for her. And so it makes her legs look really long. If you watch, just Google her, you'll see that her slacks are always just barely grazing the floor and her legs look very long. It just looks so amazing on her. So that is my bonus tip. Take those slacks that you purchased to the tailor and get them to hem them right above the floor and make sure your waist is where you want it to be. It doesn't have to be up high. It doesn't have to be. It can sit on your hip if you prefer that. If that's the feel that you like, then get that as well. But get those pants hemmed so they look like they're just made just for you. Oh, I'm sorry. I know y'all gonna ask. I forgot to tell you. This necklace is from Etsy. I will put a link to it in the description box. I hope it's still available. Normally I wear gold. This is my first silver purchase, and I've purchased this cuff from the same company. I think it is so pretty, but that is where this necklace is from. It's from a shop on Etsy. Well, that's it, family. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up, and if you really loved it, I would appreciate it if you share it and subscribe to my channel, become a part of the Angela Mashelle YouTube family. Now, thank you so much for spending some of your valuable time with me. I greatly appreciate it, as I always say and I always mean, and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.